Hi everyone, welcome to our next episode of Learning Series. Have you built the web agent we created in 5 simple steps? Have you noticed that it had the memory like Dory from Nemo? Let's say you ask this question: what courses does this site offer? By providing interview Kickstart's URL. It answers well, but immediately if you ask which ones are about machine learning, it gets baffled. It thinks, wait, which URL are we talking about? It forgets the context, right? In today's episode, let's fix that by adding conversational buffer memory to our agent. Think of it as giving our AI a short-term memory just like humans. Instead of treating every single question as a new one, it actually remembers what you said before. Imagine AI carrying a little notebook. Every time you say something, it writes it down. Every time it replies back, it writes that down too. So when you ask a follow-up question, it flips back the notebook pages and knows what you were talking about. One more cool part is that this memory is not infinite. When the notebook fills up, the oldest notes get erased and the most recent ones stay. This rolling memory makes the agent smarter. Now let's start coding and add this memory into our web agent. Ready? We are going to make a few changes in our old web agent code to add memory to it. The first step is to import the required package. So from langchain.memory, let's import conversationalBufferMemory. Now the next step is to tweak the website Q&A tool we created before. Do you remember this tool? What does this tool do? It goes to the website mentioned, grab the content and answer the question asked, right? Now, if the input has a URL, we'll keep this old behavior itself. But if the input doesn't have a URL, that means it's probably a follow-up question, right? In that case, instead of searching again, we'll use the chat history from memory to answer. To do that, let's assume we have a memory and we have to fetch that memory, right? Let's do that. Now, we have already discussed that the memory contains a message like a dialogue, right? Who said what? Now, we have to combine all those messages into one chat log by joining them together and form a history. Let's do that next. Here, m.type refers to who spoke, like human or AI, and m.content is what they said, the actual message itself. Now, the next step is to build the prompt. So what should our prompt be? Just understand. Here's the chat history so far, and here is a new question. Now answer using the chat history for this question. So this is how we have to make our prompt, right? So let's give the prompt in that way. Now finally what we have to do is, we have to tweak the description of the tool so that the agent understands what this tool could do and accordingly pick this tool, right? So let's do that. Now it's time to create the memory and add it to the agent. So let's create the memory. Here, this conversation buffer memory creates a little notebook like we discussed where the AI saves the chat. Now memory key equals chat history just means that AI will save and access the memory under this label chat history. It's like naming the folder where the conversation is stored. Now return messages equals true means the AI will keep the full conversation, that is the entire dialogue. What was the user query, what was the system response, all these things, so that it can recall the dialogue more naturally. Now let's add the memory to the agent. Now let's check how it responds to the initial question and also the follow-up questions. It's time to check how our agent responds to the query. In the initial query, as seen in our previous episode, we are giving the URL followed by the query here. It fetches the data from the URL and correctly answers the question. Here, point to be noted is that we inquired about the machine learning course. Now, in the follow-up query, we are not adding the URL, but we are asking the prerequisites for the course mentioned earlier. Now, in the response, our agent has correctly picked up the machine learning course at Interview Kickstart and provided the prerequisite for this program as at least 5 years of experience in the tech-related field. Now, our agent has become context aware with the help of the memory that we added. Alright, let's quickly recap what we did today. We understood the problem that our old web agent answered questions but forgot the context. So we introduced conversational buffer memory, which is like a simple notebook for the AI to remember the past messages. Then we upgraded our website Q&A tool. So if a URL is given, it will fetch from the website. If not, it will use the chat history from memory. Then we attach this memory to the agent, so it can now answer the follow-up questions without the URL. Now our agent remembers conversations and feels much more human-like. Right? Our agent became smarter with this memory. In the next video, we'll dig even deeper into agents. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe for more AI explainers. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.